This video is for the second half of Vocab Packet 1, number 4 to 8. This time we're looking at the terms juxtaposition, construct, cultural norm, and stigma. We're going to start out with juxtaposition. So notice that the second part of this is position. We pronounce that juxtaposition. This is a noun. Another form of this is juxtapose, which is your verb. And the definition is the act of placing two contrasting, that's the key word here, different or opposite images or ideas next to each other for a strong effect. So we're really looking at something that's different from each other. When two things are too similar, you're not able to juxtapose them. But the other important part is the strong effect, that there is a purpose behind why you are pairing these two items together. You'll notice that the connotation is neutral, so it is not positive nor negative to juxtapose. And so copy down our sample sentence here. In Frida Kahlo's self-portrait, she juxtaposes, so we're going to highlight this term, Mexican and American cultures by placing contrasting images of natural and unnatural environments. So we're going to highlight the term juxtapose as well as underline contrasting images, and that's your key clue there. We're going to move on to the term construct. Construct, you can also think about the word to construct, which is a verb. And the definition here is it's an idea or notion that appears natural. So most of us think that it is something natural and obvious to people, but what we don't realize a lot of times is it is built or invented by society. So somebody has made a decision about this. So let's take a minute and look at our sample sentence. When babies are born, their sex is determined by biology. However, society has built the construct. So we're going to take a minute to highlight that key word here, of gender, which says that the boys' toys are blue and girls' toys are pink. Okay, so we're going to look at what can we underline here. So I noticed this part about society. So society and building. So I'm going to underline that. And then this part about boys' toys are blue and girls' toys are pink. So there's nothing that makes it that boys' toys have to be blue or girls' toys are pink. Nothing in biology that says this. But this is something that society dictates versus gender is something that biology dictates. You either have this type of genitalia or that type of genitalia. So what we're looking at here is what is constructed, what is built by society. What are the things that we as American society have created these constructs, or we've built these types of ideas or categories. So this one's a pretty challenging one that we'll come back to a couple of times. But just keep in mind this part about invented and really focus in on the word society here. The next term we're going to look at is cultural norm. And norm refers to this idea of normal, what is normal to a culture. So behavioral patterns that belong to a specific group. So when we talk about groups, this could be an American group. We could talk about a group of athletes, what is normal for them. So we're grouping people together. So let's look at our sample sentence. One cultural norm, and we're going to highlight our term here, that makes LPS is snapping. This behavior is unique to our school because not many other schools do it. So this idea that it's unique to our school. So this is a behavior. So behavior also should be underlined. Not many other schools do it. So this idea that it's normal for us, but if you went to a different school, snapping may not be the norm, may not be normal. So if you've ever traveled to another country, cultural norms can vary. So what ways that you can show appreciation. In some countries you may applaud. other countries you may not. Food is one of those things that have a lot of different types of cultural norms. Also the way that you live in a house, whether there's just a lot of different examples that you can look at here. The next term we're going to look at, we're going to end with stigma, and this is a noun. So the word is stigma, and it has some interesting forms. We have stigmatize, which is a verb, and stigmatization. Again, that's stigmatization, and that's the noun. That means the state of being stigmatized. So a stigma is a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. So disgrace, it's not surprising that this term is negative. So let's look at our sample sentence here. During the Puritan era, unmarried mothers faced the stigma, here's our term, we're going to highlight that, of having a child out of wedlock and were rejected by the communities. So because we're talking about disgrace, we're going to underline this part about being rejected by communities. So in this case, there's the idea that you are treated as an outsider, that you are in some way inferior or less than, that this mark follows you around and people are able to push you out of maybe like normal society. So they are able to see you as different. You don't fit in with everybody else. So that ends our part of the second half of the vocab packet. Go back and review for the quiz that we'll be having. Thanks.